Restream says we're live. Let's go to Twitch.
Twitch, eh?
I see us on Twitch.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Fully live. Welcome everybody. Welcome internet friends to the beginning of episode 17 of Best Left Buried. I'm Jason. I'm your game master, and this is our awesome cast. We're going to just chat and BS for a few minutes, and then we're going to start the show. So with that, let's return to general stuff.
Stuff and things.
I mean, This is game related, but I can't believe we're on episode 17.
Yeah.
I know. That's crazy.
So crazy.
We should do something special for 20.
Ooh.
All right.
Like,
live up to the name, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's terrible.
Just
no, we
kidding.
don't want that.
Nothing special.
Just kidding, he says.
No,
Haha.
Happy anniversary, Dad.
Anniversary of pain.
That would just be like a we were dreaming session, and then we go back to 21 and we're all alive again, you know?
Oh, man.
I can get on board with that.
It was all just a dream.
It was all just a dream.
One of the worst
nightmare,
tropes
more like.
of all kind.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This is good. Yeah.
God, I'm really pumped. Been preparing this one, and it's just there's a lot of fun stuff to do.
Yeah. I've also been very excited. For sure.
Mm-hmm. So
Lots of
much
drama.
fish.
So
Drama,
much
drama.
drama, yes. Absolutely.
I think we all just want to
Play. I know, I'm like looking at the clock, like 2 minutes.
So,
In the zone.
Very much in the zone.
Jason, you're in different environs.
Yeah, so I'm actually at my family's ancestral home up north. So it's pretty exciting. So I'm in the town of Arundel in Quebec. For those that
Sounds fake.
For those that know Quebec, I'm right by Mont Tremblant. If you've ever heard of that. So for those in the Northeast, you may have heard of it. They're getting worse, yeah. So that the town used to be called Saint-Jovite, and now it's called Tremblant. So in Quebec, everything's Saint something. Mike, you know it. Yeah, it's good. Actually, I'm in the library, so it's a really big house. Those are all books. Hold on. There we go. Those are all books and knickknacks and things. And on the other side, hold on, books and knickknacks. Damn it. Books and knickknacks. Yeah. Well, I'd get one that also has air conditioning, because this one has the library, but no air conditioning. No. Yeah. Yeah, we've had tons of rain. So there's a creek nearby that I've been paddleboarding, and it's getting progressively more difficult every time. Yeah. more treacherous and difficult. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, it's time. It's time to go. Y'all ready? Ready for some Best Left Buried? Some episode 17. All right. Well, hello, internet friends, internet folks. Welcome to the start of episode 17. Like I said at the beginning, I'm Jason. I'm the game master. The guy that puts together the plot, and we together are Heroes Die Show. It's great to meet you or see you again, or whichever that may be. And we're gonna start out with some announcements. So as we go around, first I'm gonna go to my left and ask Taya, who's playing Essie, to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what's going on.
There's letters between Essie and her father that are pretty dramatic, as well as a little bit more information on Soleus and the lens. So we're going to drop a link in the chat here, and please feel free to join that and don't miss out on the behind the scenes stuff that happens.
Yes, those were some juicy letters. So I'm Paula. I play Kit, and she is a little street thief rogue. And I'm going to tell you about our social media. So all of our social media handles are the same. They're at Heroes Die Show. And we have a Twitter, which is run by Josh, and it's the source of truth for all of our announcements, and also lots of funny memes and all kinds of things. So check out our Twitter if you're still on there. And we also have Threads. We also have Instagram, and we also have TikTok. And those are updated intermittently with various things. We do little funny clips from our show. Just updated the break video today, so stick around for the break if you want to see some announcements and various quotes from our episodes. And yeah, I think that's it. So our handles are at Heroes Die Show. Check us out.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I'll be playing Zagran Beltune, the Drow Orc Warlock. And I want to tell you about our Patreon. We have a lot of really cool ideas, cool things we want to do. Unfortunately, we're limited by money. If you want to help out with that, never required, always appreciated, you can head over to patreon.com/Heroes Die Show. But we don't expect something for nothing, so we always give you cool things every month for your subscription there. We have game systems, we have 5e modules, we have other modules, solo RPGs. I think that coming up soon, we have character sheets that are really cool. I think coming up soon, we're going to have some DM prep stuff. So if you're one of those perpetual DMs and not a player, there'll be something for you. Like I said, something for everyone, something cool to bring to your table and help us bring cool stuff to ours. So just head over to patreon.com/Heroes Die Show.
Nice. And I'm Mike. I'm going to be playing Soleus. He's a shadow monk with tremendous baggage. And if you are interested in supporting us a little bit and want to represent with some juicy swag, head on down to Big Cartel, where we have fantastic little trinkets, such as Heroes Die mugs, sweaters, caps, and all sorts of fantastic things. Yeah, do it. Or not. It's okay. But definitely join us on Discord and all that, so you keep up to date with all of our goings on.
All right. Awesome, folks. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, Jason, want to say a couple thanks. So start out saying thank you to all of those of you that are watching. Really appreciate having you here as we do the episodes. It's a lot of fun. Also want to say thank you to the amazing cast for actually making the show happen, and for interacting with this world and really bringing everything that we actually have to life. So thank you, all of you. And we want to make sure to say thank you to the folks at Tabletop Audio. We're going to play some music today. It's going to be, sometimes it's going to be fun, sometimes it's going to be spooky, sometimes it's going to be action packed, and all that you can get at your table at tabletopaudio.com for free. So check it out. And I think that's it. We ready to go, folks? Shall we do this?
Yup.
Okay. So we're going to cut to our intro, and then we'll be back for episode 17. See y'all in a second.
Ah, old friend, you're here again. So glad you could stop by. Come, sit a while and let's begin. The tale of heroes die. In distant lands are stories made with villains most despised. A tale of magic, strength, and blade, of camaraderie and lies. It's one I know quite well, you see. Perhaps you'll find out why. The legends and the histories remember. Heroes die.
And we have returned, and people are even going to be able to hear the rest of you and not just me. So,
Whoa.
congrats. All right, folks. So when last we left our heroes, the party had made it to the town of Icehaven after a fairly long, muddy, and arduous journey across the tundra along the Haven Path Road. As you got there, we actually had an incident where Kit had a vision where she thought she saw someone scrying on the party via some sort of cauldron-based scrying device. Y'all kind of responded and dealt with that. Essie and Zagrin went off to find the buyer's agent here in Icehaven, and at the buyer's agent, Essie actually got a letter from her dad, which caused her a little bit of emotional distress. Is that fair to say?
A lot of emotional distress, but
A
yes.
lot of emotional distress. Yeah, there we go. So we got some emotional distress for Essie. Zagrin got his passage arranged, and no particular trauma there. Saleus ended up going to the office and getting
Kit.
some orders, going with Kit later, ended up getting some orders from the organization he works for, the Lens, telling him to kill a rogue agent who is in the process of defecting over to the Cerberus Assembly and the Empire more generally. And now you're dealing with that because the agent happened to be someone special to you. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Slayes?
Yeah, he was. I imagine him and I first meeting when he was like a baby, like being brought to the monastery, and people get paired up with one to take care of the youngsters into adulthood, and I imagine Saleus gravitating toward this mischievous little kid and kind of, like disciplining him into shape so that he becomes like this productive citizen and member of the this agency. And and then he's the closest thing to a son to Saleus, so he's in denial. He doesn't believe that he would defect, and it would be impossible. And so being ordered to kill him is not something he wants to do.
Not great. Yeah,
it's not great.
Kit went and found the local thieves guild down deep beneath the warehouses by the docks, and you met the head of the thieves guild, a man by the name of Nikolai, who is asking if you'd be willing to steal something from the Empire in order to get the the magical device that you're looking for. Does all sound right to everybody? And Zagrin had a very intense, in fact, this is why we're ending here. Zagrin had a very intense exchange with Calamity. And we ended there after your exchange, all of you now sitting down at the table for dinner after your day. Essie's a bit brooding. I think Seleus is brooding a little bit. Kit is trying to understand the implications of what's happening around her. And Zagrin, actually, why don't you tell me, Zagrin, a little bit about your state of mind?
I think Zagrin is feeling pretty good, all things considered. Everyone else is having these existential crises of some kind. And Zagrin, I think the conversation was intense, but Zagrin took it as a real conversation, a heart-to-heart with Calamity. So I think he knows they're being watched. He's not calm and letting his guard down, but he sees no immediate threat or any immediate call to action. He wants to kind of lay low until the boat comes and keep on. He received reassurance from Lirimnor that he was on the right path. And so his goal is just, let's not cause any drama. Let's lay low until the boat comes, and then we'll be on our merry way. So he's feeling okay.
Great.
Great. Chance.
So you have 3 weeks before the boat arrives, as of right now, and let's resume. And today the date is 11 Fesseran or something. Forget the exact name, but I'm the DM, so I'll look it up because that's my job.
I love it when you tell me the date. I always write it down.
It is 11 Fesseran. Yep.
Good to know.
And yeah, so we begin. Y'all are at the table with Calamity, sitting down for dinner. I think Kit and Seleus, you've just arrived after your experience. So you're still kind of digesting what's going on.
Because we'd had a conversation about the Cerberus assembly last time. And so Essie's just going to look at him and just say, is there some particular reason why you're diving into the Cerberus assembly and what that entails?
Yes, I received something from a mission, orders from the lens that I still have yet to unpack. I might need to discuss this further with you, but until then, I need to digest this. I will, so Seleus will go up to his room. He's like, he's going to excuse himself, go up to the room, lay out all the information, and try and, like, this is where he's going to try and figure out how to accomplish this.
Great.
Yeah.
Essie
As Seleus goes upstairs. Oh, I'm sorry. Essie,
no, I
please.
was just going to say, Essie's going to kind of look over at Kit, since Kit went with him. Something happened when you were out?
Quite a bit happened, actually. But if Seleus is comfortable sharing, I'm sure he will.
All right. I will, I'm assuming Essie's bag of holding is like on the table beside her, and just like she'll kind of glance around at everybody and kind of make sure that nobody's keeping an eye, and she's gonna reach a hand in and pull out a completed model of the sunglasses equivalent that she had been working on, and look at them and like kind of twirl them around in her hands and fiddle with it for a second and just be really deep in thought. And then she's going to put it back in the bag of holding, and it's just going to slowly disappear into the bag. And that's it.
Kit or Zagrin?
Zagrin.
What are we doing?
Zagrin kind of looks at Seleus as he walks away and gives him time to unpack whatever it is he's going through, and just kind of looks around and looks back to Essie. I assure you that the lens is much more of an intelligence agency than anything else. Whatever business he may have with the assembly, I would be surprised if it had anything to do with the ongoing conflict.
You don't think it would get physical? Violent at all?
I don't know the nature. I'm unfortunately just as in the dark on this as you are, but I don't imagine this is a matter of the ongoing conflict. Now, at times the lens, I mean, you've seen what Soleus is capable of. I can't assure you that there would be no violence, but I assure you that the violence would not be unwarranted.
I don't know if that was supposed to be reassuring, Sagrin, but it really wasn't.
It was honest. It was honest.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the honesty, always. But I'm a little bit more concerned now than I was about 30 seconds ago.
Let's just assume that Soleus knows what he's doing. If you're not confident in Soleus's judgment, then you haven't been paying attention.
Well, he does seem to have a decent head on his shoulders when it comes to most things. I'm sure he won't make any rash decisions about anything without letting us know what's going on.
Precisely. Right now, he's up there figuring out a plan to figure out whatever this jam is and get us on our way, I'm sure.
I'm sure you're right.
You hear him like throwing things over and like,
Yep, sounds like he's got it under control up there.
It's a process.
Yeah, I bet it is. I'm going to no, I'm not going to do that now. We're in front of a lot of people. All right, well.
Yeah, so you're in the common room of the inn, and it is towards dinner time. So it's getting towards dinner time as you're sitting there. Last time before we left, Calamity was expressing some what's the right word? Reservations, maybe, with your description of Cerberus Assembly. Calamity, a little bit now deep into drink, says, I don't know what his deal is or what he's going for, but I'll tell you, if he's got an issue with Cerberus Assembly folks, I'd get whatever killing you needed done quickly, because they're awful, but they're tough.
I think we need to take a step back here for a second. I know a lot of people have reservations about the Cerberus Assembly, but they are not someone that we want to cross in any way, shape, or form, and they have a lot of different resources to figure out who double-crossed them or who. It's not something we want to get tangled up in. I can assure you of that. I have no intention of getting tangled up in Cerberus Assembly matters myself, if at all it can be avoided. Right, guys? We don't plan on double-crossing the Cerberus Assembly, right?
I don't have familiarity with them in the same way that you might, but from what I have heard of them, they're certainly weave a web that you don't want to get entangled with. It is a matter, once you're on their list, getting off doesn't sound like it's possible. We've lost a lot of agents trying to infiltrate their numbers, and let's just say we haven't seen a lot of return on those investments.
Say what you want about them, but they are very well trained under most circumstances.
And total fucking bastards most of the time.
Well, be that your opinion, and I understand your opinion on them, It's a common one throughout the people. We do not have the resources to double cross and get away with doing it against the Cerberus Assembly. So whatever anybody needs to do against them, better think long and hard before it's anything negative.
As I mentioned, I believe the nature of the whatever Soleus is grappling with is likely due to intelligence. The lens is primarily, although assassinations have been requested and performed before, primarily an intelligence agency.
Zagrin, I think you just need to stop talking about the lens and the capabilities, because it's not putting my mind at ease whatsoever.
We probably just need to nick a ledger book of some kind, and I imagine it's something we can do quietly and easily.
That aside, we did have a couple of requests when we went to the I can't remember the name, although I'm sure Essie would remember the name. The Sea Winds Trading Company. They did talk about there being some Yetis that had caused a lot of damage to the trapper folks out on the ice. That might be something that we have a couple weeks of downtime here while we're waiting for the ship to come sail us to the Pale Banks. So it might be good to utilize our time in a way that we could obtain some funds. Something to look into.
Yes, I would want more information. I don't see a reason to put ourselves in more peril when we're so close to getting off of this continent and getting to our destination. But if it's a way to ingratiate ourselves with the locals and make our keep a little bit more luxurious while we're here, I certainly have no objection to that if there's not much to risk.
I also have a lot of projects, and projects take money, unfortunately. So I wouldn't mind making a little bit more coin before we head to the Pale Banks. Just myself. I know it's a risk, but I think we've all proved ourselves pretty capable on the battlefield.
Yeah, somehow I struggle to think of how a Yeti could be more dangerous than some of those creatures we've fought. That doesn't particularly seem too risky from what I know now.
It might be better than just sitting here.
Yeah, inactivity is really bad on the mind. And she'll kind of look at Kit again across the table and kind of look back at the other companions, and then just go back to probably finishing her letter or doing whatever at the table.
So the volume in the common room is starting to pick up, right? As more people are sitting down, having dinner. There's a little bit of drinking. A bard starts up in the corner and begins playing a little tune. So it's starting to get a little bit lively in the common room.
I think about an hour later, you'd probably see Soleus come back down the stairs and come over to the table and be like, I believe if you wouldn't mind humoring me, I would like to call a meeting somewhere private.
Of course. Your room or ours?
My room, please. And turns and goes upstairs.
Just randomly over the past hour, Essie has been not drinking alcohol, but she has been trying to very subtly push alcohol onto Calamity. Like, she's buying her drinks, she's topping off her drink. Just different things like that. Subtly. Like, she's not trying to make a big deal about it, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
I am trying to get her inebriated.
Do you think Kit would clock this?
I think Essie well enough to know that she only doesn't drink when she thinks that they're in danger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Zagran's been, when he first got there and he was talking with Calamity, he was having some drinks, but I think he knows better than to try to keep up with Calamity after last time. So I think he topped out relatively early.
Kit does not drink a lot anyway, but yeah, she hasn't had anything.
And then I'll just push back up off the table, grab my bag of holding, make sure that I have a hand on it so it's not easily accessible, and I will follow Soleus.
I didn't know we had
Nice.
such a procedure for calling meetings, but I'm glad we do.
I think that was more like, hey, let's call a meeting versus a procedure.
Well, I hereby vote aye in adopting formal procedures for calling group meetings in private locations. And having been seconded, it is passed. And I'll get up and head to the room.
She'll just be walking behind him and just kind of say, Zagran, you're so pretentious.
Yeah, Calamity definitely was taking the drinks that you were offering, and she stumbles a bit on the stairs, but she keeps going up. Yantha's now on her shoulder.
I should have
On her
put beer in
shoulders and
Yanta's
kinda-
water, too.
moving from
Dang
shoulder
it.
to shoulder.
As they're walking up the stairs, Kit will kind of hang back and she'll give her a hand as she stumbles and just say kind of quietly, "Is everything all right? You seem a bit on edge tonight."
I'm just tired, and I'm ready to leave. So, thanks. Thanks, kid. She squeezes your hand a little bit. Thanks, kid.
I feel ya. I feel the same. Hopefully we'll be out here soon.
Can't put enough ground between me and the Empire right now.
Inclined to agree.
Suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think he's expecting us, so I'll just go in. Just walk in. To
Oh yeah. The door's open. And as Calamity comes in, he's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's got like a board with red string and like it's just
Yeah,
like
I know.
a-
No,
something like
it's just a few pieces of paper. It's what he got from the packet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yep.
try to stand in a way where I can always keep Calamity in line of sight, where I can easily judge her expressions and follow Soleus as well.
And so she actually lays down on a bit of furniture and just like leans back and starts, like, she puts her hat down a little bit over her head and starts closing her
Nodding
eyes.
off.
Yantha, however, is paying rapt attention to everything.
Okay.
Should have got Yantha drunk. Why didn't I get Yantha drunk? Oh man.
Thank you for coming. He closes the door.
Well, it was seconded, the motion, so
Yes, I appreciate the adoption of procedure, Soleus. It was quite a good idea you had.
I learned from the best.
Kit will just kind of hold her hand up and say, I know we have a semblance of privacy here, but I can't help thinking about, what I saw on the way into town. Is there any way for us to know if people are looking at us in a more magical way?
Unfortunately, this is not a privilege we have at the moment.
did we long rest after we got to Ice Haven? Or
You haven't
we?
yet, no.
We haven't yet. If we wanted to wait until I got some rest in, I could review a couple spells so that I could see if anyone was invisible in the area. not a ton, but it's a little help, I suppose. Or we could just go around slapping the air until we find a body. Just being invisible doesn't mean that you can't still touch them.
Calamity leans forward and she goes, "Yeah, they'd smell them if anybody was in here. We're all right."
And I'll cast fairy fire in the area, and so kind of like just this blue light goes out, and like all the objects and us are all outlined in blue, and just look around and see if there's any outlines that aren't us.
You don't see any.
I believe we're safe, as safe as we're going to be anyway.
Well, I know you all know that I recently acquired a task from the Lens. The task was to get rid of a defector, someone currently residing in the cottage at the end of town, a safe house for the what are they called again?
The Cerberus Assembly.
The Cerberus Assembly safe house. This individual is quite special to me. The closest thing to a son I know. The closest thing to family I know. I was there the first day he was given to me. I was there the first day he took his steps. I trained him, and the Lens seems to believe that he has defected. My orders are to kill him, destroy everyone inside the Cerberus Assembly, and basically get rid of all the information that may have been extracted from him. This is not my goal, I assure you. My plan now is to find a way to extract him. Declan is his name. I wish to get him out, potentially destroy the information, but harming anyone is not what I wanted. I don't want to be involved in this. I want it to be smooth.
I'm gonna look at Zagran and say, what was that? We were just gonna nick a little bit of information?
I heard something about a drow being there that we need to extract. Sort of like a ledger, I suppose.
Yes.
Seleus, I appreciate the honesty. I imagine it took a lot of guts to say that. Do you think that this Declan could have done something like that?
Absolutely not. I know Declan. He is a bit of a troublemaker, but he's not a defector. Something drove him out. Something forced his hand. I don't know. But I've never been put in a situation as this.
So what are you gonna do now? Because it seems like you've got only a couple options. And if you want to save this Declan, it sure seems like you'd be going against the Lens.
My
To do
orders
so.
are to silence Declan. Stop him from shedding any more information. And I believe if I take him into my custody and we take him off this continent, we can be doing that. I don't think the Lenses would be so quick to get rid of our allies, especially when we have such a larger problem to take care of.
Seleus, I know. Boy, this is a tough situation. I know that you want to think that the lens is going to have your back in this, but if they wanted you to kill everyone involved, including the Cerberus Assembly, it is very likely that they are not going to allow you to just take this Declan and gallivant across the sea with him.
Killing is a more permanent version of stopping information from getting out. I'm sure if we stop the information without taking lives, it would be just as good.
And what happens if that's not good enough?
I believe I'd cross that bridge when I get there. But Declan, I will risk no harm to him.
Family is very important. I understand that 100%. But I think you need to be thinking about the long term in this, and not just this is not a fly by the seat of your pants kind of decision, Saleas. I think you might want to at least think about the possibility that this might be seen as a betrayal from the lens.
I am weighing that option. And if so, then so be it.
You'd go against the organization that you've put your entire life into over this Declan. And to be clear, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I will not betray the lens. I will give them what they want, but not how they want it. I believe there is a way we can do this.
It seems that everyone is in agreement, at least as far as the lens and Saleas personally are concerned, that having a member of the lens in the custody of the Cerberus Assembly is bad for business. What happens after that can be a matter of nuance, but at least broad strokes, I think everybody's in agreement on that much, it's fair to say.
If we can get this Declan away from the Imperial Guard or the Cerberus Assembly without taking any lives, I'm willing to help you with that.
Thank you, Miss Pike.
But we have to be real clear in our goals here, and we have to set pretty strict boundaries on lines that we will not cross before we start doing this.
Right. Well, as I mentioned before, I do not wish to take any lives. Merely extract Declan from the situation. Take him with us.
Do you have any information about where he's being held, or
Yes.
any plans?
And I hold up the piece of paper with the carnage. He is here. I do not know how many guards there are, but I know that within 3 days he will be extracted. He will be taken from this place. He will be taken from there, and so there is a guard group that are coming to get him and extract him from this location.
A guard group from the Cerberus Assembly.
That's right.
Well,
I have several different ideas of how we can achieve this, but it would involving you, and I do not want to risk your lives on my account.
well, we've come a long ways together as a group, and I know that there's tensions at times, but we've had each other's backs now for months, and I don't take that lightly. If we can help, if I can help in a way that does not blacklist my name from the Empire for the rest of my life, I'm willing to entertain your ideas.
Calamity leans up again and goes, if you don't want to get caught, you don't want to get in trouble, you don't leave anybody alive if you do something like this. It's all nice to talk about doing it peaceful, but they won't be any less mad just because you didn't kill some foot soldiers. That's my 2 cents.
Well, there are ways, Calamity. There are ways. There is a group of guards coming to pick him up. If we do something, if we imitate the guards, we can get Declan to be put into our custody. This is one option.
I could forge something if we know who might be if we have any information about who might be the people picking him up or behind this. I can forge something probably with enough time.
So, Saleas, your packet says that a patrol of Righteous Brand soldiers will arrive somewhere around 15 Fesseran to take Declan into custody and deeper into the Empire, specifically back to Rexcentrum.
And that's in like 4 days, right?
4 days, yep. But it also is clear that it's in and around 4 days. So it's not clear exactly when it will happen.
We don't know the exact day. And we don't know how many individuals are inside this safe house. Another thing could be, Miss Pike, you could go in and interrogate this Declan on behalf of the Empire.
You mean like I could pose as a member of the... Question for the DM. Would I know how much clout Jasmine Truman would have in the Cerberus Assembly? Like, could I pose as her?
So you met her only once since she became an official member of the Assembly, right? And she was leading a company of, or a small patrol of soldiers through the camp at the Amber Crossroads. So it's kind of whatever you got in that conversation. She's certainly someone with some juice, but that's about all you got.
But couldn't you not just be S.E. Pike going to
Absolutely
find out
not.
who's like ratting on you?
I don't want my name or the Pike name attached to this whatsoever.
Another option is we go in at night and we get him out.
I mean, I guess what would be the point of interrogating him versus just getting him out and disappearing?
To get the amount of individuals in there to find out what we're dealing with.
Oh, just for some reconnaissance beforehand.
That's it.
I'd be willing. I'd be willing to try that out for you if you...
Also, I could do it myself, voluntarily have myself captured.
I don't think that's necessarily the best option. I'm okay with... I can make myself look like somebody else, and I can make myself a little bit more charismatic, and we can hope for the best.
If anyone else has any ideas, I'm all for it. Again, I've never been in this position before.
It's one I do not envy, certainly. I'm not exactly sure how best to accomplish the goal. I will follow your lead along with any guidelines that Essie would like to establish, but I do agree that we cannot leave him in their custody. One way or another, we need to remedy that situation.
And Lord Zagrin, I can't imagine what I would do if anything were to happen to you, and I would jeopardize the larger goal. Endangering you is something I would not want to do either.
No, I do think that we must try to do this in the safest way possible to make sure that we still get on the boat headed to the Pale Banks. But while I'm not here on official business, it does disturb me to think that they would have access to such sensitive information that while I'm here, I certainly want to limit their ability to gain any insight on the Lens's activity. I'm not even privy to half of the things that you folks do. I certainly don't want them knowing about it.
Another option, I was awarded a tiny sum of platinum to do this job. And Kit, I know we had just introduced each other to the Thieves Guild. Maybe there's a way we don't get involved at all.
What did you have in mind?
You're going to outsource the job to the Thieves Guild.
Precisely.
Well, that's one way to take the heat off of us.
However, the danger in that is involving another group.
They seem quite powerful.
Yes. But maybe in this situation we need precision more than power.
You know, I'll help you any way I can. I don't have many skills, but I can sneak and be quiet and break into places.
You are a fantastic ally, Kit. And you offered your help right away without even knowing. I didn't want to involve you, but I appreciate it.
Of course.
You must all understand I don't want to endanger any of you, but I am at a loss.
I would move heaven and earth if it was my family held in there. So I understand the sentiment behind wanting to get him out.
Well, any ideas?
I guess it's, do we need reconnaissance first? Or are we just going to go in blind? I guess is probably the first step.
I think it's always a good idea to know what we're getting into.
Exactly.
How many of us can look like someone we're not?
I can.
Me.
How do you feel like posing as righteous brand soldiers?
I don't know about that. I could try. I can also be totally invisible.
Well, that's a plan. I mean, that's an idea as well. I can do that myself too. So the reconnaissance portion of it, are we going in, are we bluffing our way in, or are we sneaking our way in?
I always vote for sneaking, but maybe we can do a bit of both.
The primary concern I have, Miss Pike, is in the event that we are discovered, I will do everything I can to not be taken into the custody of the righteous brand, and it may get violent if we are discovered.
And know that I will not let that happen either.
Which is why we have to do this not by the seat of our pants, and we need to have an idea, all right? Because I cannot kill righteous brand soldiers. If I do, I better not look like myself when I'm doing it.
So
All
you
right?
can. Essie cannot.
I have no problem doing it.
Me neither.
Zachary just shrugs like,
And I'm pretty sure you will have no problem with that either, Miss Calamity.
She chuckles. No, I've got that handled.
Maybe Zagrin, you seem to be pretty skilled in bluffing, so perhaps you could be in charge of that.
Yes, I think I can talk my way out of most situations, and that would obviously be the first weapon I choose.
First of all, can you turn off that accent of yours? Second of all, do you know anything about the inner workings of the Cerberus Assembly or the Rashbrand soldiers? At all?
I know enough to be a grunting foot soldier that's tasked with little more than transporting an individual, a prisoner perhaps. I believe I can handle that much. As for the accent, I think I've been hanging out with you for a little bit.
I do not sound like that.
Close enough.
I don't even think you've convinced me, let alone somebody who's going to be on high alert.
That sounded pretty good to me.
And besides, I'll be bringing my secret weapon with me, and Zagrin will pull out the bug. Certainly, I would make sure
God
that...
damn you and that damn bug, Zagrin. It's not going to help you even a lick in there.
Never be sure what the utility of even the smallest creatures amongst us is.
I swear to God, if these Rashbrand soldiers don't kill you, I might when all this is done.
That bug's gonna save the day at the end. I know it.
It's not. This is not Mulan, all right?
Also,
What's Mulan?
Mulan is it's an ancient tale about, well, it was essentially like this girl had a couple companions, one of them being a pseudo dragon and another one being a bug like a cricket. And they went on to save the entire empire at that time through, the bug was apparently lucky, but something like that. Her name was Mulan.
I think there's a lot to be learned from ancient
History.
tales.
Absolutely. You're very
Certainly.
right.
if you do end up seeing Declan, we used to have a name. We called him the Ratcatcher King as a child.
The Ratcatcher King?
Yes, he was very adept at catching rats in the cave. It's how I trained him to be dexterous.
He just nods like this totally makes sense.
Yeah,
The Ratcatcher King.
he was the king of it, yes. He'll know it is me.
He didn't want a different moniker later on in his life. He was going to go with Ratcatcher King for the rest of his life.
Well, not for the rest of his life. As a child, he was quite proud of it, actually.
Interesting. All right. A question. When we saw the members with the Cerberus Assembly at the inn, there was a robed figure. Thinking back to that robed figure, did he look like he was being like hemmed in, or did he have any sort of anything to keep him tied down so he didn't run?
You saw him eating at a table.
I would have recognized if it was Declan, would I? Or did I?
Well, you couldn't
was
see his
everything
face
covered up?
because he was
He had a
very
cowl on.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Or like
right.
a hood. I'm just wondering
Solace, from your perspective, the odds that, if you had an enemy agent that you were debriefing, the odds that you'd let him go out in public are pretty low.
Yeah. Which also makes me wonder he could be here voluntarily.
Well, that's what your packet says, is he was specifically here to defect.
Yes. Which I would need to speak with him as well.
Slice, I don't think you can discount the possibility. And listen, I'm just going to put this out here, and I don't mean any offense by it. Is the lens corrupt enough where your pseudo son, your adopted son, would willingly turn tail and betray them? Is there a possibility that they might be worth betraying and that he is here voluntarily?
Miss Pike, there is a first time for everything. I know not what he has found out. I merely follow orders, and so far, those orders have benefited the dynasty.
I think that you need to think about every possible option before you go in there. Just for your own sake. I think that there's more here than meets the eye in possibly many different ways, and you need to be prepared for them before we go traipsing in there.
Yes, I agree. But I prefer to hear that from Declan himself.
Calamity yawns. Well, so we're not just going to block the door and light it on fire then?
Unfortunately not. Not unless you could find a way to get Declan out beforehand.
Okay.
No killing
I can have
unless
Yantha take a
absolutely
look.
necessary.
You can what?
I could have Yantha take a look. You know
That's
where
true.
it is?
I do.
She sees pretty well at night.
I mean, we also know that they come here for lunch.
Just for context, right? There is a military camp in the town, so it could be that there's multiple, right? It's down by the docks. There is a walled off section, right? And the town seems to be an SEN kit from your perspective, right? The town has a lot of guards in it, right? A lot of guards and a lot of soldiers, like proper soldiers. Considering it is almost as far as you can get from the border in the Empire, this is an unusual place to have a bunch of soldiers and guards.
Basically, if I can have a meeting with Declan, we don't need to do any of this. If you could
All right.
just get a letter to him, actually. If he is here willingly, you could just meet us at the bar.
I don't. Even if he is here willingly, they're not going to just let him run around without a guard or an entourage of some sort. I don't think. The Cerberus Assembly is way too meticulous for that to happen. So,
An entourage is much easier to get rid of than an entire cabin full of guards.
well, let's take a moment, right? We have a couple days. Let's take some time to do some reconnaissance, figure out guard rotations, how many people are in there, what their capabilities are.
I'd
And
appreciate that.
It's a good first step at the very least. If they get food delivered, I can pretend, or Kit can pretend, or Zagrin can pretend to be the person that's delivering food. We can strike up conversations. This doesn't have to be something that we move on tonight.
DoorDash.
Right.
Looking at the
What's
map, it looks like this is about a mile or two outside of town, out in the woods a bit.
I
Right
think
on.
that conscripting Yentha to do a flyby could be a good initial start, at least. Very little risk with just a creature floating by in the night.
Most of us can also become invisible if we need to. And Saleus is, if you can't turn invisible, you're basically invisible when you're out in there in the darkness. So I think a good first step would to be going in sneaky. Tonight, even?
Tonight. Unfortunately, the time is of the essence. Of the SENs.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Again, I appreciate this.
Yeah, well, let's not make us regret it.
I mean, another option is I do it myself.
I don't want you going in there yourself, Silius.
Thank you.
Okay, so sounds like we've got a plan. Are y'all moving out now? Gonna go find the place and find a spot to reconnoiter? Is that the gist of it?
I want
Is the sun going down?
I want to speak with Silius very privately. So I don't know how to make that happen, but I'm going to just I'm going to meet his gaze and like adjust my glasses and just kind of hold his gaze for a significant amount of time and then like cut my gaze off to the door. I think that we at least need to eat dinner, get prepared, give ourselves a little time to figure this out, and then should we meet at nightfall, or do you want to meet a little bit at sunset to go out into the forest?
Sunset, if we can.
All right.
All right. Calamity goes off to her room to nap off the drink. Says, come
Thank
get me when we're ready to go.
I'm gonna give her more alcohol. I'm gonna get Yan to drink it next time too. I actually want just specifically. I'll say in undercommon to very quietly. Silius, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll find I don't know where we're going, but I actually think she might leave the inn with him and just like walk a little bit down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, as you're going to leave the inn together, Slice, are you wearing that mask still?
Yes.
Okay. As you're going
Mask
to
and
leave
hood.
the inn, as you're going to leave the inn together, the common room's packed, and you can see again there is this collection of the three servants of 70 wizards, and they look at you as you walk by, like they're like one of them just is looking at the two of you real hard,
Like as if
if you
he's. Does it feel like there's any recognition in his gaze?
roll me an insight.
Which I can do at advantage because I put on that ring of telling.
For checking for lies, unfortunately, it's only for lie detecting.
Oh, I thought it was for insight checks.
It is related to seeing if somebody's telling you the truth.
I'm going to roll 2 insights.
Okay, then I will re-roll that.
Sorry, Slayas, that one's for Essie.
Oh, okay. Well, I noticed them looking as well, right?
Yeah.
18.
Okay. You don't get a hint of recognition. It just seems like general suspicion, right? It seems like they kind of give suspicious glances, and you do see a little bit around them. People are quieter near their table, as if
they don't want
as if they just have a threatening aura, right? And folks are somewhat afraid of them, and it looks like they're a little bit of living up to their reputation in just staring down people as they move around.
So it's going to grate on her a little bit, but to not stand out, Essie is going to like kind of become a little bit more diminutive, like she's also like scared of them. Just like what everyone else's reaction is, she's going to act as if she is reacting the very same way, like scared.
Yeah.
Just not like suspicious, but just like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Officer.
Obsequious.
But can I clock what all of them look like?
Two of them, yeah. So there is a male human wizard, and there is a smaller elven woman wizard, and again a figure that is heavily cloaked, who you can't see at all. Although you do see their actually, I lied. You do see their right hand a little bit as it's holding a utensil, and it does look to be
purple claw?
somewhat scaly. No, but scaly and with very
Mhm.
long fingers.
God damn it.
Is not purple, however. It just looks like
Show us the other
regular.
hand. Give us a hand check.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Did we
No,
just
I
give
see
the
this?
entire plan to the fucking person who was looking at Kit?
Do I see any of this or no?
No, it was
I think
Essie
it was just
and Celeste were
Essie and
walking on their
Celeste.
own.
But I will absolutely 100% note that as we go
Mhm.
out. And she's just gonna like casually walk. And once they're in a spot that nobody is around, and I'm gonna check to make sure like Calamity or nobody else followed them.
Yeah, you look around. Roll me. Actually, Celeste, why don't you roll me the perception?
Yeah, because
Take
we're
mercy
walking
on me.
outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus. Oh. 20.
Okay.
13.
You don't notice anyone. You don't notice anyone watching you, or anything.
Okay.
You end up over by the stables. Outside the stables, they have a little horse yard with some horses in it, and so you're
I'll
over
just-
there and kind of on your own, away from anybody.
I'll just like Freya and Bryn will probably walk up and I'll just be like grooming them as we talk. And I'm just going to say, Seleus, how many people have you and Zagrin revealed your true identities to? And I'm going to be speaking in Undercommon, very, very quietly.
Other than you,
Yes, other than me.
there's one other.
Calamity? Or outside of our group?
Outside of our group.
Who was the last person?
An associate of Falchion. A forger. Someone we addressed before coming to you for our paperwork. He knew who Zagrin was.
Specifically his name and everything. He knew everything about him.
Yes. Well, I think you introduced yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I also said like kind of a "do you know who I am" sort of thing. I don't think I spelled it out for him,
Yeah.
but just implied that I was someone of power.
He knew he was of power and knew his true name.
I'm going to hand over my father's letter to Seleus.
The one he wrote to you?
Somebody knows that I'm associating with you, specifically Drow, despite the fact that you've been very careful and very thorough in who you've revealed yourself to.
Well, we do know that we are being watched by magical means.
My point, Seleus, is that we need to figure out where this leak is coming from, and we need to deal with it.
Well, if it was my guess, it would be Calamity.
That's what I'm afraid of too. I'm trying to ascertain if she approached me specifically with ulterior motives. Because the more I get to know her, the more it seems like she might not be as thrilled about the Pike family as she let on when she was first getting to know us. She's shown disdain with a lot of different thought processes as far as me not wanting to hurt folks in the Empire.
She knew who you were.
And she knew exactly who I was. I think that there's more than meets the eye. I need help tailing her to make sure that she doesn't leak any more information if it truly is her.
Why not ask Kit? She is adept at this sort of thing.
Seleus, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a little tension between us, and I think it came from, actually, I don't know where it came from, but Kit is, I don't fully know where it came from, but Kit is pretty, she's been hanging out with Calamity a lot. And I worry that it's not that I don't trust Kit, but I think that she would. I don't want to put her in a situation where she might have to lie to somebody that she thinks is a friend. And I'm all right with becoming what I need to protect us in regards to Calamity. And if I need to put her down, I will do it.
Calamity.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Not Kit. Kit's my friend. Sorry, I didn't mean I'd put Kit down. I said I'd put Calamity down.
This would be shocking to me.
If she is truly leaking our information and nefarious, well,
We need evidence of this.
of course, which is why I think that we should be very vigilant when it comes to her specifically.
I never trusted her.
I think I don't want to jump right to violence, and I think there's more than meets the eye, but I will not allow her or anyone to threaten my family without proper recourse.
How good are you at interrogation tactics?
You remember that hobgoblin?
Yes.
I do what I need to.
I say we get Calamity alone in a room, and you ask her anything you need to.
I don't know if I want to reveal my hand in such a... I feel like it should be subtle initially. And then as a
Why?
last resort. Because if it turns out that I'm wrong, which I'm almost never wrong, but if it does turn out that I'm wrong and she isn't the person, I do have a conscience.
But
I
she
don't
would
wanna hurt.
understand.
I don't know. No matter what, I'm not trying to jump the gun, but I just think we need to be careful.
I wish you would have told me this before I divulged our plans.
Listen, I was trying to get the right moment. I did cause her to become inebriated, so she might forget about a little bit that went on in there. I don't know if you noticed, but I was pushing alcohol on her quite a bit.
Yes.
All right. So at this point, we're going to cut away from Essie and Slayus, who I'd love for you to continue carry on this conversation. But Kit and Zagrin, what are we up to? As Essie and Slayus head out and go for their private talk, what are y'all doing?
I think Zagrin just goes back down to the tavern area and is just eating and preparing himself mentally, but kind of just waiting, standing by to stand by, I guess.
So Seleus and Essie left left the room, and Zagrin left the room, so it's just me and Calamity still in the room.
Yeah, although Calamity is getting ready to move over to her room,
Oh,
so she's
did
tired
she-
out. She wants to go to sleep.
Okay, I think you said she already went to like
Yeah,
go
I
take a
thought
nap
she
or
went out
something.
and it was just you and Zagrin in the room.
Yeah, okay, yeah, she went to go take a nap. I remember you said that. Yeah, if Zagrin goes down, I'll go down too, and just as we're going down, I'll just kind of look up at Zagrin. Do you know much about this, Declan?
Not as much as I would like, although Soleus and I share a lot, and we have been working together for quite some time. His private life is just that, quite private. I've heard the name, and he speaks fondly of the boy, but I don't know much about the inner workings of their relationship.
Do you think he trusts the lens more than Declan, or the other way around?
It's difficult to say. If there's one word I could use to describe Soleus, it would be loyal. Although, when loyalty is tugged in so many opposite directions, I'm not sure which way it goes. Although, if I had to pick his ultimate allegiance, I would think it would be towards the Luxon, and I think that her light will guide Soleus in whatever direction he is intended to go. And I don't try to get in the business of determining what the Luxon's will is.
You mentioned that you'd basically do anything not to be taken by the Righteous Brand. Does that include abandoning Soleus?
If it came to that, I think that Soleus's stated goal is for me to reach my destination, and if that required the absence of him with me, I think we would both, Soleus and I, be in agreement that that would be, if necessary, the correct path. Although, I hope it doesn't come to that.
Kit just gives him like a hard look for a sec. And then nods slowly.
Although, I have to admit, I was a little taken aback by your willingness to jump to violence. Although I was indicating my hesitancy, you seemed to indicate you would do what was necessary. I take it no strong allegiance to that particular group of individuals?
No, I don't have any qualms about doing what's necessary when it comes to them. Especially in this case. You're right about Soleus being loyal, and he's earned my loyalty as well, so I'll help any way I can.
And I believe that he would do the same. I speak for both of us when we say that we appreciate and respect what you've done to get us this far, and know that we will certainly do the same to assist in any manner of whatever prying eyes may be upon you. We have your back. If they're watching from, and kind of looks up there, just know that we got you back there.
With limits, though.
We'll do what is necessary, I assure you, whatever that may be.
As long as it doesn't put you in danger.
I have a feeling that collectively we can overcome whatever dangers might be lurking. It doesn't concern me too much. You've proven yourself on the battlefield, and I think that we've done the same. That it's hard to get frightened anymore, let's put it that way.
I think fear is healthy, actually. So I don't know. There seems to be quite a lot going on right now. Quite a few people potentially against us. I appreciate your willingness to help, though. And she'll just kind of give a nod and go sit at the bar.
So, Kit, as you go
Dagon's
into
next to
the...
her.
Oh, I'm sorry. As y'all go
Just-
to the bar,
yeah,
you
follow.
do notice, once again, I'm really sorry, I'm just going to go with it because I started talking over you too much. On your way to the bar, you do notice again those Cerberus Assembly wizards there. And I'm happy to take a perception check from you, Kit.
Where are they in relation to me?
So on the way to the bar, so you go from the stairs, which kind of get you to the back corner of the room. You have to cross the main room, and they're at a table not far from the bar and close to the entrance. So folks leaving have to walk fairly close to them.
Okay. You said perception check?
Please.
That's a 10.
You're unable to clock anything particular. There is just that hooded figure, and you're not really able to make anything much about them.
Okay, I think after like a few minutes, because I know those are the Cerberus Assembly people, right? Like, okay. After a few minutes, like, I will just get up, because you said that people have to walk pretty close to them to leave the bar. I'll get up and, oh man, okay. Before I get up, can I... Actually, no, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm going to go to my room, and then I'm gonna cast Disguise Self, and I'm going to make myself look like a really old lady with totally different clothes, like, let's just say,
Nice.
nondescript clothes. Like what I would see the average person like
Kind of
wearing.
standard village folk wear.
Yeah. Really old lady with like scraggly gray hair, stooped shoulders. And then I'm going to come down, and as I'm kind of shuffling, leaving the place, I will bump into one of the hooded figures and try to get a look at them. And when I bump into them, I'll just, oh, so sorry. And I'll just kind of, as my head's down, I'll kind of try to look up to see if I can catch any glimpse of what they look like.
Got it. So you're hoping to go by, bump them and try and find a way to get a look at them. So we can do it with performance, or we could do it where you try and like really play up the act, or we could do sleight of hand where you try and like quickly pull, bump them in such a way that you get some of their hood to fall back.
100% sleight of hand.
That's what I figured.
Whoops,
right.
oops.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, that's super, super good. That's 27.
So as you walk by, you definitely like stumble into the table, right? So as someone's getting up near you as you go by, you kind of stumble into the table, and as you do so, you're able to brush your hand past them, and it knocks their hood like well back. You see this, you get a glimpse of this face. There is a person with no hair on their head at all. They've got pale but very wrinkled skin, but not wrinkled as in aged. Wrinkled as in it looks like it's been very badly burned. is deformed in a really serious way. Their eyes are a dark red, like a solid dark red all the way through, and they stare at you, and as they stare at you, they make this face like, and you can see they've got fairly large incisors, not quite vampire big, but strangely large incisors on both the top and the bottom, and they stare up and they pull their hood back and they hiss. They go, "Ah! What have you done? Get away from me, you oaf!"
I won't say anything. I'll just kind of cower and continue shuffling my way out the door.
As they do it, they pull their hand up, and you can see again on their hand like that same kind of burned-looking skin with heavy scaling all over the right hand. The left hand actually looks fine. And they pull themselves back, and their companions both stand and look at you, and they go, "Watch yourself, woman, and stay far clear of our business."
Oh, okay. So just to be clear, the hand did look like the hand that I had seen in the... No, it did not.
It had a purple skin. Yeah, no. It did look very scaled, as if it was very badly dry skin, which is common with what you saw with the hand there. But no, it was purple and it had proper claws.
So it was somewhat similar, but not the same. Okay.
Yeah. Different color, not as long. The fingers were longer, and actually, now that you're thinking about it, there was an extra joint. So.
Oh God.
It's an additional finger joint on the hand that you saw.
That's cursed.
What's the rest of the bar doing? Are they like, oh?
Yeah, so the bar
pay
is
attention.
shocked into silence. Like, no one's doing anything. The bartender's children are often around the inn, and they're running around doing things. And as that happens, like, they all just stop. And everybody just looks over at this. And the service assembly mages all get up and go to leave.
Yeah.
Hopefully not to the horse pen.
Right? I'll just continue, like, stumbling and shaking like an old person going out, and just not really look back at him, just continue going, like continue on my way, like not that bothered. But and then once I get out, I'll just try to find a spot where I can hide a little bit and then change back.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're able to do that. All right, folks. So we're gonna fast forward time a little bit, and just so I understand the plan, y'all are gonna go out to the woods tonight. You're gonna bring your camping gear, and you're gonna spend tonight observing, or at least for now, the intent is spend the night observing the safe house and maybe make a move, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Is that about right?
Yeah, but hold on. These guys are going to leave the bar and go right past Essie and I?
Well, not necessarily. Y'all went walking around a bit, and then you found the horse pen. So you are nearby, but you're not necessarily... Like, people wouldn't have to pass you to leave the bar.
Okay.
I want to do... And it doesn't matter kind of really when it is, but one more thing with Soleus that Essie is going to do. She is going to just close her eyes, and kind of like her shoulders will slump a little bit, and she will reach into her bag of holding and pull out the project that... Soleus, you can tell that this is probably the schematics that you drew up and handed off, finished. Wow. And she will... like go to hand it and then like pause halfway there and then reach out and give it to you.
Essie.
Don't make me regret helping you. Please.
Do you know what this means?
It means I'm real good at my job and I can create an awful lot of stuff.
No, this is something else. He's looking at the glasses, and it's like, this is Empire design done to aid the dynasty. Ailments. This is a sign of what could be in a time of peace. These aren't just glasses, Essie. This is a symbol. He puts them on.
I hope we live long enough for that to be a reality.
Yes. As long as I'm alive, I will strive for it.
And I'll actually reach out a hand to shake his.
Yeah, he does it.
I know we're not the crown, and we might not have as big of an impact as some people do, but if even 2 people want peace, I think it's attainable.
I hope you're right. I agree.
That's it.
Okay, folks, and with that, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back afterwards. So, see you all in about 10 minutes, which should be 2:40-ish, 2:40 Central Time. So, see you back here, same bat time, same bat channel. We're gonna move forward with the operation to do something about Declan. Yeah, join
Something.
join us in a bit. Okay, and with that, we are back. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. Just for a little bit of context, if you're just joining us, we are the cast of Heroes Die Show, and we're on episode 17. In the first half, we've actually had a lot of discussion, not too much action, but we'll remedy that in the back half, where we've talked a lot about what's happening, what Saleus and Essie are talking about their suspicions around one of their crewmates here, Calamity. Kit had a dramatic interaction with one of these Cerberus assembly wizards that have been hanging out at the bar that they hang out at. All of you had a conversation where you talked about Declan and Saleus's mission, where you have decided now you are going into the woods to find this cabin and to do some reconnaissance and maybe do something about it. So we join you actually leaving town, unless anyone has anything they want to do in town. We join you now, leaving town, moving towards the woods. Now, who's our survival person? So you have a map and you have a general sense of where to go, but none of you have been there before. So I need somebody to navigate us out there.
I would be really good at following a map as long as it's not a straight up survival check. I'm really bad at survival. Really good at reading maps, though.
Okay, roll a survival with advantage, considering how good you are with maps.
Oh boy! All right, I'm going to give myself also pet guarantee of excellence. Oh, thank God that was at advantage. The other one's a natural too, but this one's actually pretty decent. That's a 17 total.
Yeah, so you're able to find it, right? And you see, as you go into the woods a little bit, there's a clearing, and within the clearing, down by a pretty significant creek, maybe a small river, you can see a log cabin house. See a log cabin house. There's a chimney with smoke coming out of it. There's a bunch of wood piled up outside. It looks like a pretty standard log cabin. With Yantha's help, you get a sense that there's a door in the front, a door in the back, and there are two folks out front hanging out by the wood pile as if they are cutting wood or doing other chores. But after a while of watching, you notice that they are not actually doing chores. They are just standing around outside watching out. And that's what you can see.
So there's two people by the wood pile, and how many other people that we noticed?
That's all you can see is two people
only
from the house or outside the house, just hang out as if they're doing yard chores, but there's not much in the way of yard chores getting done. It just looks like two people are hanging out around the outside of the house, and you start to think that they're just there to watch as opposed to actually do yard work.
They're like FBI agents that are perpetually stretching before they go for a jog. Okay.
That's what you've got. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I would have asked before we went out here, I would have asked Saleus and I would have said, what does Declan look like? Just so we can not shoot him if something goes down.
He would look very much like a drow.
Well, that's what I would have anticipated, but I didn't just want to assume that he was a drow. That seems a little bit culturally insensitive to me, so I just wanted to double check before I was like, hey, that drow guy's your companion. You were like, no, that's not him.
It has been close to 2 years since I've seen him. He had long white hair and, of slender build.
All right. I think I would just hang out to see if they ever move or if anyone else rotates out with them or if they interact with anyone else.
So if somebody wants to sneak up and start watching the Watchers, sounds like y'all might want to do. Why doesn't whoever's going to do it give me a stealth check to get into position?
Well, I'll definitely
now,
do it.
by the time you're out there, it is full nightfall. There is a moon tonight, right? So you've got the moon up, so you can see relatively well, and you're looking down into space. So I need somebody who is going to go one, and
I
then
will
what are you going to
definitely.
do?
I will definitely go. I want to get within 30 feet.
That close?
I mean-
Before, as Seleus goes to leave, one moment, and I will cast invisibility on him and myself because I can hit 2 people with it. So I'll make myself invisible while I'm at it.
Nice, excellent.
I'll kind of activate that shadowy substance and like that
Yeah.
dark liquid, viscous liquid will like suddenly kind of start to go down my shoulders, and then I'll turn invisible as well.
Yeah.
Myself advantage.
Essie,
I'm gonna go.
do you have any sort of a large amount of fabric, like a bed sheet, inside that bag of holding?
I would imagine that I would have something similar.
You've
Something
got
that-
tent material.
And bedding and stuff. So yeah, what you need?
Something that would be capable of blocking a chimney.
Oh, 100%. I've got that.
Excellent.
I'll just reach in my bag and doot 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 doot. Doot. Here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so he bundles it up, puts it on his back.
You
Within
literally just
60
see
feet.
this come out of thin air too. It's like because she's invisible right now. It's just like bedding coming out of thin air.
Yeah, sorry, within 60 feet of the place.
Okay, so let's go ahead and help me understand what y'all are trying to do, and then we'll kind of go through the scene. So we're all going invisible and we're sneaking up. That's our plan right now.
Yes. Do you still
Okay.
need a stealth?
Yeah, I'll need stealth from everybody.
I'm not going to go invisible at
Okay.
the moment. I'm going to save that.
Are you going to sneak up to the tree line kind of thing?
I'm going to sneak up. I'm just going to hold my key so that I can be a little extra stealthy.
Okay, great.
Get advantage on that.
I got a 25 total for stealth.
Okay, everybody roll me a stealth check, please.
18.
I got a 19.
28.
Great. Okay, so yeah, y'all sneak up and very little noise gets made as you do so. You get up to the tree line. Calamity's sticking back with you, Kit, at the tree line. She's not going all the way out there.
When
Now,
I'm...
I'm sorry.
Go on.
I was going to say, so for you, Seleus, your plan is to sneak up there and do what exactly?
I'm going to shadow step onto the roof and block the chimney.
Oh wow! All right.
And then after that, after I've successfully blocked the chimney, yes, after that, I will basically shadow step away 60 feet after that. So if they come to get the thing off the flue, they won't find me there. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. So you're going to shadow step up onto the roof, go over to the chimney, and start packing in material. And the hope here is to smoke up the house.
Yeah, or just either a blanket over it would do the same thing. It doesn't have to be packed. It could just be like a.
Okay.
But
I'm sure glad I didn't give him my lucky bedroll.
yeah,
Well, and so the hope is that people are going to come out and deal with that.
exactly. And then when
Okay.
they do, I want to be far away.
So you're in place probably by, it's starting to get, it takes you probably an hour to get over where you need to be, right? You leave at around nightfall. So it's night, but it's not super late. You get up there, as you sneak close, you can see the 2 folks out there are definitely just pretending to do stuff. Now they're just kind of, in fact, as it gets dark, you see them move into watching positions, right, where they're just watching the yard. One of them has In fact, one of them has a heavy crossbow. The other has a longbow. One's an elven man. One looks to be a human woman. And they're out there. One of them in heavier armor, one much lighter armor, and just standing around that spot. As you get up onto the roof, you can see smoke coming at the chimney. You know that if you block the chimney, it's going to start getting really smoky in there, which is an amazing distraction should you be intending to like hit the house or something. But yeah, so you're able to obstruct the chimney. Now what do you want to do? You want to just dip away?
Shadow step away. Yeah.
Okay.
Bonus
You
action,
shadow step
60
away.
feet.
Kit, Zagrin, Essie, what are we doing? You don't see Seleus do any of this, obviously.
I just see my bedroll disappear. All right, I don't know where's it going. No, I'm just watching. Probably from 60 feet away. I'll go up to where Seleus was before he disappeared. I still think he's with me up there. Like, Seleus.
Okay, so you're staying over by the wood line then. So the wood line is
Yeah.
about 60 feet away from the house.
I have a little spyglass up, but I'm just watching.
So you're watching. Yeah, so you can see then that there are people in place. You can see some movement from inside, some light coming from inside. Zagrin and Kit, you're all just kind of waiting there, right?
I want to
Yeah.
see. I just want to look around to see, is there anyone else anywhere else that's less visible? Like anyone hidden anywhere?
Yeah, roll me a perception check, please.
Perception, not investigation.
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, that's not great. That's 10.
You don't see anyone else. You do see again some movement coming from behind some of the windows, right, or the shutters, but it's just light. I think it's getting blocked as something, moves between the light and the shutters. There's not a ton that you can't see. So there's 2 levels to this house. So there's an upstairs and a main level, and potentially a basement. Everything, there's a porch on the front. There's some steps up in the back, each about 2 feet off the ground level. Right, and it is like a traditional log cabin style house. So this is all made of wood.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. When I shadow step away, I'm going back to the original spot, so I'd be with Essie
Okay.
after I place the blanket.
All right. So you
I
go
didn't
with
even
the others.
notice anything that he was missing, probably.
Sorry, you might not be getting that blanket back.
I didn't expect it was going to survive you.
Okay, perfect.
All right. And y'all are just gonna sit there and watch and wait.
Yes.
Give me 1 sec.
I doubt any of them have smoke breathing.
I am going to have happy ending. Like, I'm probably laying, flat down on the tree line, and I'm just going to have happy ending up and just be ready if something goes down.
Great. So you see the smoke stops coming out of the chimney from what little you can see, and 5 minutes pass, and it's starting to, you're starting to see a little bit of smoke coming in from the inside, or coming out from the inside, but nothing happens.
Might have to wait a little longer.
Any moment now, right?
You keep waiting, and the front door and the back door and the shutters on the main level all get thrown open, and a bunch of smoke starts coming out, right? Starts coming out, and you see a halfling woman come out along with a guard, and she starts yelling. It's like, somebody figure out what the fuck is happening with the smoke. Johnson, get on the fucking roof. You two, get in position. I don't want any surprises while we're doing this. She's pointing around, and people are starting to move. And you see one of the people that came out begin. They go grab a ladder and climb onto the roof.
How many people are there?
There are now 5 people outside of the house.
5 people, eh?
That's a lot of people. Are any of them like fanning out towards the tree line, or are they staying stationary around the house?
So a couple people are getting into position, so into like guard positions, as if they're preparing in case they are ambushed, but you don't see anyone doing anything in particular, right? No one's looking like directly at you. Just see them kind of looking around at the woods. And you see now 2 of the windows on the top floor open and more smoke is coming out. And the halfling woman is on the porch looking around out into the woods.
And we don't see Declan. No Declan.
You don't see Declan, no. You see the halfling woman is carrying a staff. It's got a kind of flared silver piece at the top that seems to be holding a little orb in place. It looks very much like a wizard staff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Are they wearing Cerberus Assembly clothes
They're
or nondescript?
Yeah, it's relatively nondescript, but they're all wearing armor and they all have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold, not do anything, just wait it out.
Yeah, same. They might come check the tree line once they find out that there was a blanket stuffed in the chimney.
Good thing I didn't give you the one with my initials on it.
Yeah. What the
Okay.
hell?
Somebody climbs up onto the roof and starts doing something. You hear them yell down. It's like somebody stuffed like a blanket into it. I think we're being watched. And the halfling woman like looks out at the woods. It's like, everybody inside, bunker down. And you see a couple of them move inside. And then you see a couple folks. Go further out into the yard, like closer to the creek. And can I get a perception check from somebody to try and keep track of them?
Yes. Why not? Oh, nat 20
Woo!
plus 7.
Let's go, baby.
It looks like two of the folks have snuck down into prepared positions around some of the wood piles and are hiding and are just looking out into the night. But with the two people have bows drawn, and everyone else has moved back into the house. They seem well alerted to the presence of something, but don't seem to know if anyone in particular is there or who is there.
Right.
How far away are the people in the in position behind the wood piles?
90 to 100 feet.
And between
And they're two different spots, so they're each about 60 feet from each other.
in between me and them is nothing, like
Open
open
ground.
space.
Do I get the sense that these are just hired, like, mercenaries?
Hard to know.
Hard to know.
And so to be clear, right, like Service Assembly is one of those things where they've got their own internal core folks who are wizards and who are members of the assembly, and then they have people that they hire to do various things, right, like enforcers and guards and things like that. So they're either co-opting, Righteous Brand soldiers or Crown's Guard, or they're hiring their own outside help for their own purposes.
Like a group of dwarves or something to go get artifacts.
You know what I'm saying? Could be anyone.
Could be anyone.
So they're semi-official, semi-unofficial.
Okay.
Okay.
So everyone else is invisible. Like is anyone else next to me besides Calamity?
Calamity.
Yeah, I'm not invisible.
Oh, you're not invisible.
You're not?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
right.
invisible.
No, I did some actions.
Oh, shadow
No,
step.
you have to take an attack.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as you don't take an attack, you're fine.
Okay.
Oh, I thought if you do anything like open a door or okay. Huh. Well, in that case, I'm going to walk right up to the building and look inside.
Okay.
I don't see anyone, so I don't know what the plan is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you walk up to the building and you look in, and the doors are still open, and you can see some folks in there, weapons drawn, and looking out the door and just like watching. And you go around to the back door and you see someone watching that door. A dwarf in the front, a human in the back. Looking inside, you see a guy in there in like full plate armor, with a helmet on and a big axe in his hand.
And there's 2 levels, right? There's a
2 levels,
ground
yeah.
floor and then a top floor.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, what color are Declan's eyes? Are they red?
I don't know.
perchance?
I think Jason would have told me if they were red eyes, right?
No, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, did Declan get massively burned and that was him in the cowl?
No, I'd say they're like icy blue.
Okay.
Okay. Can I? Are there any windows in the top level?
Yeah, there are. So there are 4 windows on the top level, and the shutters are all open, and you can still see some smoke coming out.
Okay, but can I see inside?
Not from where you're at, no. There's
Okay.
in one of them you can see there's a lit candle. The others are dark, or they're light source of some variety. The others are dark.
Okay. Could I technically sneak, being all invisible like, sneak inside past the guy up the stairs?
It's certainly possible. If you made any noise at all, someone would catch you.
Okay, but I'm
You'd
very
have to be
sneaky.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to be really good.
You have advantage
That's
because you're
no
invisible.
floorboards creaking. That's no floorboards creaking. That's no nothing.
All right.
While this is happening, I'm just gonna look over at Calamity and say, really quietly whisper, like, "What's the plan?"
She looks. She goes, I say, stay here. Wait until everything goes to shit, and then start burning everybody.
He's a psycho. She is a psycho.
I can turn invisible, so I think maybe I should go try to get inside or something.
Right. Okay. Don't burn the house down then. Got it. I'll wait
It
here.
might be best not to. I'd appreciate it if maybe you held off until I was not inside.
I'll blow up the wood piles.
Okay,
Do you want a distraction?
I don't really need a distraction. I'll be invisible. Maybe if you see something go wrong, then do the distraction. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes. No problem. Stuff's going. I'll distract everybody.
Okay, perfect. And
We'll
then I'm
make
just
it
gonna.
dramatic.
Perfect. I'm just gonna like touch my chest and close my eyes and turn invisible, and then
Nice.
I'm gonna try to sneak up to the house and climb up the side to one of the windows.
Nice. Great.
That's dark.
Essie and Zagrin, what are we thinking?
I'm still thinking everyone's by me. I don't know. Did Saleas say he was going?
Yeah, Zagrin is invisible and assuming that people are doing whatever it is they want to do, and he's there for moral support right now. But he's not
Okay.
doing anything.
I'm gonna just be constantly on the watch, like spyglasses
Okay.
out. I'm very intently keeping an eye on everything.
One, you have your rifle, right? Like you're laid down, prone position, ready to take a shot. Yeah, great. You're ready. Like you're ready to give a shot if you want. Like everyone's like you don't see anybody. Well, you can see one of the folks over by the woodpile because they've been pointed out to you, but like that's all you've got.
And Zagrin has Liram Nor out because he needed it to cast the spell, so he's armed as well.
Kit, there is so the front door. So y'all are looking at the house kind of at an angle. So you see one side, you see the front door to the right, and then the back doors around to the left. So the side that you're looking at, which has no door, does have a window up there with no candlelight. Would you like to go up there?
I'll go for that one.
Okay.
And I think that if I'm remembering correctly, like I can climb really easily.
Yeah, you can climb really well. Yep.
Okay.
So you'll be able to climb up, but I'll need a stealth from you.
Totally fine.
And I think it's at advantage if you're invisible, correct?
It is, and that's 28.
Okay. So you begin quietly climbing up the side of the house. Saleus, what are we doing?
Would I be able? You said attacking would break invisibility, but spending key points to cast Pass Without Trace wouldn't be.
I think casting a spell.
Yeah, casting a spell.
Casting a spell. Okay. But Pass Without Trace does kind of veil me in shadow and silence.
You would be walking right in front of people in a brightly lit area, right? So invisibility is the only way you're going to be able to accomplish that. But again, if you roll me a stealth, you might be able to just walk past them.
Okay, well, I am going to do that.
All right, roll me a stealth. You're just going to walk in the front door.
I'm going to walk in the front door. I'm going to use inspiration too because I have it.
You already have advantage.
Do that.
Right?
I already have advantage?
You're invisible.
You're invisible, so you should have
Yeah,
advantage.
although I'd burn that advantage. That'll give you like the thing you're worried about is sound, not sight.
But it's still an advantage on stealth.
It's for people to see you. If you roll an inspiration, it'll be valid for sound.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, I just want to get up the stairs.
Yeah. You want to get past everybody. So you want to walk into this house, up the porch, along the wood creaky boards, and then up the stairs without making any sound. Right?
Yes, but literally like...
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like a elf monk would.
No,
what can go wrong here? What could possibly go wrong here?
Okay, well that's okay, I'm gonna roll 2. 18 plus 8 and a 1 plus 8. So an 18 plus 8.
So that's a 26.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you begin coming up, right? So there's this front porch, again, a fully like stacked log wood house, beams going either which way. It reeks of smoke. The porch, as you get to it, like the night's gotten actually pretty cold. So even though it was a little bit not hot but warm during the day, right? The nights got cold and there's kind of dew everywhere. So looking at that porch, there's like a thin layer of moisture on really old wood. So it's a little bit dewy. You go up, and Saleus, like it's almost like your feet don't touch the ground. You're so quiet as you move. Right? There's a guy standing there by the door, the dwarf. He's got a spear and he's looking out, and he's watching. And you walk right past them, like you're just tiptoeing around the spear point.
Yeah, I go inches from him, and like
behind him there's this knight not far away who's just hanging out in the common room, but he's standing, but he's looking around right at what's going on. You can hear a conversation happening upstairs in the house, and you hear that same woman talking, but you can't quite make out what she's saying. And you can see the person at the back door, watching at the back door. And you just walk right past all three of them, right? You walk past right past all three of them and begin going up the stairs. You make it to the stairs. I need another stealth check.
Alrighty. With advantage? Because I'm invisible?
No, this is going to be a straight one because it's whether or not the floor creaks that is the question.
Okay. Uh-oh. 11 plus 8. Yeah. I got a plus 8 for stealth. So it's 19.
So a 19.
Yeah.
So a 19. You're going up, and it's almost perfect. And as you get to the third step from the top, there is a creak as the floorboard creaks. You see the knight like look over. What the hell was that? And he starts walking over towards the stairs. The guy in the front door is staying there and continuing to watch. You're on the stairs. What do you want to do? This
Okay,
guy is
keep
beginning
going.
to stomp over, and he's loud, right? So he's moving.
Yeah. So while
heavy on-
he's moving, I'm gonna take that opportunity to move further away.
Okay, great. Yeah, roll me another stealth then, this time with advantage.
Okay, good. Yeah, 16 plus 18 and a 15 plus 18. 24.
Okay. You get up the stairs. As you get to the top level, we cut over to Kit. So Kit, you get to the window and you pull up and you look in. So the shutter's open and it's a dark room. It looks like just a normal bedroom. There's a little like quilted cover on like a single bed. Looks like somebody's been sleeping in there, but not sleeping at the moment.
No one is currently in there.
Right. It looks like an empty room. Door is shut.
Okay, I will try to open the window.
Oh, it's open. The shutters are open.
Oh, great. Then I'll just climb in.
Yeah. So you climb in, right? You climb in. You get into the room, and you look around. It's an empty room. The door's shut, or it's mostly shut. It's open about this much, and you can hear some
Okay.
talk in the hallway. You also hear somebody climbing the stairs, like somebody like stomping up the stairs.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the wall next to the cracked open door and just kind of flatten my body up against the wall and peek through the crack if I can.
All right. Yeah, you peek through. You see a hallway. A hallway is lit with a lantern. There's two other doors that you can see in the hallway, and a what looks like a stairwell.
Can I hear what the people are saying?
So you can hear the footsteps on the stairwell, and the guy goes, "Old house must just be settling," and
Damn
he
right.
just kind of sits down at the top of the stairs.
I feel like you're in D&D Skyrim right now, where like the guards just like finally go back to their business,
Yeah.
and you're like crouched in the corner.
I feel like
I-
Kit and Seleus are just gonna like run into each other invisible.
Yeah, cancel
I
our
did-
invisibilities at the same time.
I did channel Skyrim for the guard to like stop.
Mhm.
Must have
But
been
he just
the wind.
Must have been
he
the
just
wind.
sits at the top of the stairs. He just sits at the top of the stairs, like just tired or whatever. He's just got the axe across his knees, and he's just sitting there, like looking down, because it's a staircase that kind of you have railing and then a turn and then railing kind of deal. So it looks into that main level. The bottom level is one big room, or almost one big room, with two doors. One that leads towards the back and the kitchen, which is where you saw Solace as you came in, and then one other one that you didn't see where it led to.
Okay.
At the top of the stairs, you can hear that woman again talking to someone, and you recognize Declan's voice. Well, what do we do? And the woman goes, hide here for now, and don't worry, we're checking around, but make as little noise as possible. And Declan, you hear Declan's voice again. Okay.
I'm going into that room.
A door opens in the hall. One of the two doors opens in the hall, and you see the halfling woman walk out, and she's walking dead towards you.
Yeah. Can I make it past her? I'm just going to.
Give me an acrobatics. Oh,
Actually, shadow in the room. Is it low
do you
light?
see a shadow? So you're not in a shadow right now, unfortunately. You're in
Okay.
a lit hallway.
Right on.
Do you want to roll me an acrobatics or something to try and get out of this lady's way?
Yeah, absolutely. Got +8 acrobatics. This is what I do, baby. 19.
19. Saleya, seeing her coming, you put your arms on either side of the hallway and just like flip yourself up so you're braced there and your feet are up there holding onto the ceiling as this little halfling woman just walks underneath you. Kit, you see the halfling woman walk out, go over to the guard on the stairs, and she just like knocks on his helmet. She's like, "Stay up here, just watch the package. I'll go hang out downstairs with the others." And so he stands up, goes back in the hallway, and just kind of leans back against the wall. Classic bouncer lean kind of thing. And yeah, so Kit, that's what you see. Saleus, he's probably 2 feet from you, and you're hanging on up there, and it's starting to get tense.
Okay, well, I put my foot back down on the ground.
Okay.
And I go into the room with Declan.
Roll me one more stealth to get in there.
Okay.
I'm watching the hallway, so
It feels like a car accident. I just
16.
so anxious.
Baby. I'm like killing this. 16 plus 18.
Or plus 8, you mean?
Plus 8.
Now you would have just gone. He's just gone forever.
No one sees me.
Saleus ceases to exist. Okay, so Kit, what are we up to?
I'm just watching. I'm gonna just watch the hallway for a minute or two, like just waiting patiently, because I heard the voices coming from the other room. I saw the lady leave, so I know there's one other person there. I don't recognize Declan's voice because I don't know him, but I think I can maybe assume from hearing the woman saying the package, like that maybe that's what she was talking about. So I'm just gonna wait for a sec and see if there's any more movement or voices.
All right, roll me a perception.
I can only roll 10 perception, it seems, so that's what I rolled again.
All right. Well, you don't notice anything. Saleus, you duck into the room, just barely avoiding the door as you go, and there you are, a small room. There's a candle flickering faintly, and you see a little writing table, and there is Declan. There's Declan's staff, a staff that you gave to him, actually, a magical staff that you gave him, in the corner of the room, just leaned up against it. He's sitting there in his monk's robes, and he's writing something at this table with this little light. So you can hear his little pen scratching away. He puts his face in his hands. Oh, God. What have I done?
I'm going to... I kind of just look over his shoulder and see what he's writing.
Yeah, absolutely. You look over his shoulder and you look at what he's writing. He's writing a letter. He's writing a letter to someone named Vi, and it's Dearest Vi, and he's writing a letter about to what seems to be a woman, and talking about how he loves her and he misses her and he knows that she'll understand, and he's done this for the both of them, and that soon he'll be able to send her a letter telling her how to find him, but that he's leaving Wildmount and this whole place behind him, and he's arranged something that will get him out of this and allow them to start a new life in a new place.
Okay. I am going... Does anybody want to do anything?
Everybody's waiting.
I wonder what's happening around me
The
right
door is still open, like just enough for you to squeeze through, right? But that means that person in the hallway, who is basically right outside, will hear anything that occurs in here.
Okay. I am going to pinch out the candlelight and then become visible. So basically just like, it is good to see you again, old friend.
Great. Give me just a second. So Declan,
Do I hear
Declan,
that?
Not yet.
Okay.
You don't want to try and close the door first, right, Slays?
Not yet, but definitely like,
Isn't the guard gonna hear you?
would he?
He's like right outside the door.
He just said it. He would hear anything that happened.
Oh, okay. Well, but if I close the door, he's going to hear that too.
Unless you were really quiet.
Okay. All right.
Do it. Do the door.
All right. Yeah, I'll do the door. I'll close it quietly. And you
All
want
right,
a stealth
give me-
check for that, right?
Give me a
stealth. Come on, you crazy dice. Oh, that's a little less good. 18? Just been getting 11s and 10s, but
So as the door closes quietly. Kit, you do notice the door close. But it doesn't make a sound as it does it. Slays, you see Declan like look over at it, just like, what the hell? And he stands up and he starts walking over to the door.
yeah, and then I squeeze out the candlelight, become visible,
He turns.
and my mask is
sorry.
off. Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
turns.
he turns. He looks at you as you say it, and he goes, "Silius, what are you doing here?"
Coming to get you. What are you doing here?
You shouldn't be here. You have to run. You have to go now.
What have you done? What have you told them?
What have I done? I've done what I've needed to do. What the hell have you done, Silius?
We need to talk.
He starts
Tomorrow.
backing. He starts backing towards the corner where he's keeping the staff. He's in like a bit of a fighting stance, and he steps back. He goes, "Listen. If you get out of here, I'll say I never saw anything, and we can all go about our way. I'm done, Slayus. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not killing anymore. I'm not going back to that."
I'm not asking you to. But you have to know that they know about you. And they are sending those to do away with you. Luckily, it was me that was given the task.
He steps back again. He's now within easy arm's reach of his staff.
I'm not
again,
here
the
to
staff
fight
you
you.
gave him.
I'm not here to fight you.
You mean our masters? They've sent you to kill me?
Indeed they did. But I would do nothing of the sort. Tell me, what do you know? Why have you turned your back on the lens? What is it?
This isn't a safe place to talk. I haven't turned my back on anyone, but I'm not a killer, Silius, and I won't be sent to kill anyone else. And I knew the only way out. The Cerberus folks offered me a deal. They said if I gave them information, they'd send me away and I could leave.
They are not to be trusted as well.
I'm making a new home, Silius. I'm done with these games, and I'm not having any more blood on my hands. You understand me?
I can get you out. I can get you out of here.
I'm getting myself out! And his voice gets a little bit louder as he says it. His voice gets a little bit louder, and you hear from outside, and Kit, you see the guard turn and walks over the door. He's like, hey, everything all right in there? And he knocks on the door, and he looks at you, and he looks over at the door. He goes, you better run, Slayus.
Meet me tomorrow.
I can't leave. They won't let me leave here. But they said once they're done debriefing me, they've got passage, and I'm taking a ship, and I'm out of here.
You could come
Everything's okay.
We've booked passage out of here. Come with us. To align yourself with them is to align yourself with another side of the same coin.
I've made a deal, Slayus. They're sending me out. They're sending me away from here. I'm leaving. I'm leaving Wildmount. I'm done.
Listen, if they didn't send me, they will send another and another.
Well, then I'll deal with that if I have to. When the time comes. Roll me a persuasion check, Slayus.
Declan, what are you doing? Persuasion. Oh, that's not nice. 18 plus 1. 19.
19 is...
A meeting.
Oh, no.
That's all I need.
I'm not free to move around. I'm here until they're finished getting the information they need, and then they've promised me I can leave.
You are not safe, Declan.
But if you're not here to kill me, Slayus, I don't think anyone else will get here in time.
That's what you
They've
think.
got almost everything they need.
What did you give them?
What I had to. I wouldn't work in the Empire for a while if I were you.
I wish you wouldn't have said that. And I cast silence.
Oh
Roll me some
no!
initiative.
Oh no! Oh no! Declan's he's trying to be free! Oh, don't kill Declan! Come on!
No. Oh, God. Okay, so Kit. So you see the guard outside the room. So he knocks on the door, he says the thing, and he turns and looks back. Now, to be clear, the room's pretty small, right? So this is maybe like a 12 by 8 room, so it's not big, right? It's not big, and the overall house isn't very big. So the silence, you're gonna have to put it kind of on like the very corner, right? 'Cause silence is what, a 20-foot
20-foot radius, yeah.
20-foot radius, right? So you're gonna have to put it on the very corner and hope that it doesn't hit anybody else in the house, right?
There's a window in this room too, right?
There is a window in this room.
So I'm casting it on the window, so it's like a hemisphere around the window.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So it's gonna go 10 feet out into the room, right? So enough to go into the hallway a bit, and any adjacent rooms and some downstairs. Because again, it's not a big place.
Yeah.
Okay. So just 1 sec. All right. As you go to cast silence, Declan grabs the staff and like whips it around because he sees you channeling your key to cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Great. And what'd you get for initiative?
14.
All right. All right. As you cast the spell, as you're casting the spell, Declan grabs his staff, jumps at you, and starts swinging. Actually, no. Take it back. As he sees you beginning to cast the spell, he goes, "Help!" And you hear help ring out as he grabs his staff and he gets ready.
Oh, he gets a help out?
Well, because you cast it, it's initiative, right? So he gets to go before you. So he got the jump on you as you go to cast your spell.
Okay.
So you hear help, and now, so Kit, you're going to hear that as well. And
Do
with
we
that, we're actually
outside
going to do
hear
it.
that?
No, but you'll probably hear a lot of the rest of it. So give me just 1 sec.
Oh man.
Man.
Sorry, guys. All right, let's go ahead and.
This is what I didn't want to happen.
Well, I totally thought I'd be able to, stop noise from coming out by casting silence.
It should have worked, honestly. It should have worked. It should have worked. He just beat you to it on initiative, right?
Oh,
You trained him too well.
I trained him too well.
There we go. Soleus, you got what? Let's go ahead and everybody roll me some initiative.
I got 14.
Okay.
I'm constantly impressed because I forget that Essie has such amazing dexterity, and then I go to look at my sheet and I'm like, wow, I have a great initiative every single time. Man, Declan was just trying to start a little new life with his little family, and
Snitches get stitches.
Snitched. Sorry.
is there a reason? The lens is evil. Like, come on.
Well, they were correct, actually. I thought he was just he discovered something evil, but he just doesn't want to do the work anymore.
You can't blame
That's
a guy
just
for not
what they
wanting to
do.
kill. He didn't have a choice.
So quit.
Oh, he can't. They're gonna kill him.
But he
All
joined-
right.
I'm on Team Declan. I'm
All
Team
right,
Declan,
folks.
man.
I have initiative for Zagrin. Let's
He
go.
joined the others. So this is not
Kit?
good.
Where are we at?
17.
17. Essie, where are we at?
Essie is a dirty 20.
Nice.
All right.
Just doing out in the forest line. Like, Soleus is probably around here somewhere. He wouldn't have gone in, right? That wasn't the plan, right?
Everything's fine.
How does it work when Soleus is visible again? Do I notice the lack of concentration I have to maintain for that?
I think-
part of
I
the
think, yeah.
invisibility spell?
Hey, I think that's reasonable.
So-
You catch that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you catch that. So you know that's no longer there. For sure. All right. So Declan yells out, right? And waits. Everybody else is going to count as surprised. So Soleus, your go. Declan's just yelled for help. He's standing there looking at you. He's got the staff and he's ready.
Okay, and so we're silenced.
Well, do you want to cast the silence spell? So now it's a moment. You can cast the silence spell, or you could do something else because you're.
I was
You know.
gonna cast it, and he said his thing, and then so now change of plans.
Well, you can change your plans, or you can still do silence and start doing whatever.
Okay, no. Instead, it's gonna be darkness. Traded silence for darkness.
Yeah, drag him out of there. Slap him around a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
you cast darkness.
And now I'm gonna clock him.
Okay.
I'm gonna clock him. Give me a second. Okay. 17?
17. Now remember, you're rolling with advantage, but yes, that hits.
Okay. 17. And stunning strike.
Okay.
So, hold on.
You are pretty stunning.
That's 13 points of damage, and a stunning strike is a DC con save 15.
Oh, he is stunned. Like you clock him, and he is totally dizzy.
Drag him out.
There was a
Yeah.
window right there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's stunned. Can I hoist him?
You
I
could throw him
pick-
out the window. Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
you're gonna throw him out the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking throw him out the window.
All right.
He's stunned until my next turn, so
Okay. So you sit there and you punch him, right? And he's just totally dazed. Then you grab him and just send him, bam, like do the fling bouncer toss through the window. And you do a little bit of a spin around and there he goes. Like he goes flying out the window. Kit, as you're watching, the whole floor, that whole area is just enveloped in darkness, right? Like this big globe of darkness. It's 20 feet radius again on the globe of darkness.
yeah, I believe so.
And where are you casting it on? Are you casting it on yourself or
On myself.
okay, on you? Right. So it goes straight into the hallway. In fact, you're caught a little bit by the darkness. And
15
you hear
feet.
A lot of 15 feet.
15
Okay.
feet radius.
So you're not caught by it, but that guard who was knocking on the door, absolutely is enveloped in it. Right. And some of it goes downstairs. Sliss, you toss him out. So you did how much damage?
13.
In-
And then check him.
13, and then you see him so he's on, so at the front of the house, folks, as you're watching,
Uh-oh.
right, there's a porch, and there was that room with the window. You see this drow go flying out the window, his staff drops as he goes flying out, by the way. He goes flying out and he lands on the ground with a loud thud.
Honestly, God's
With a loud
breath. I
thud.
think that's
And you're-
Declan.
And you're just looking. Right.
His staff fell where?
His fell in the room,
Inside-
so it's right
in the
there
room.
in the room. So the
Okay.
staff that you gave him is a really nice staff, right? So it was a magical staff.
It's coming
Right.
back. It's coming back to daddy.
Yeah. Great.
Excellent.
Anything else you want to do on your turn?
If he doesn't want to fight no more, he doesn't need a staff. Anything else? Pick up the staff? Can I do
And
that?
yes, you can. Do you want to
Alright.
jump out the window?
Can I still jump out the window?
You've got your movement. So
Absolutely,
you hit him,
yeah.
you threw him, right? So that's your you're doing a grapple essentially with your second attack. You can pick up the staff.
Pick up the staff, jump out the window. So that
Yeah.
there goes the orb, goes.
Yeah, great. So you're in the room, right? Again. Oh no, you cast darkness. Darkness. is an
I
action,
cast
isn't it?
darkness this turn. Yeah.
Oh, so you can't hit him though.
Oh, I can't hit him at all? I thought I can hit him.
Right, because your darkness is an action, right? When you cast it.
By like using 2 key points? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go past it because this was just too awesome to let go. But in future,
I was going to say,
make
you
sure-
could say that was like the casting was before the initiative,
Sure,
kind of like
whatever.
the
Yeah, we're gonna-
kickoff
we're gonna-
rather than
My bad, guys.
We're gonna let it
Sorry
go
about
that way.
that.
It's okay. We'll just keep track of it for next time. So
Okay.
you sit there in darkness, you punch him, stun him, turn around, fling him out the window, kick up, grab his staff, and then leap out the window after him. That's your turn.
That's my turn.
That's your turn. So this globe of darkness just lands on the ground right there, where this happened. So
Where Declan lands, yeah.
yeah, where Declan lands, and that's Saleus. Everybody else was fairly surprised. I'm gonna go ahead and because you were waiting, Zagrin, Calamity, and Essie, you can do something. You can do one action, right? We're not gonna be able to run around a bunch, but you can all pull off one action.
I don't really want to drop my invisibility, so I'm just gonna take a moment. I'm gonna say, "Oh shit, that's Declan," and I'm going to take out my little spider, and I am going to craft my force ballista. Get that ready.
Okay. All right, so that's all you're doing.
That's all I'm doing.
Instead
Because-
of
Zagran.
instead of an action, can I just move to get into a closer position, sort of like circling the edge, so I'm have a better line of sight on where the orb of darkness is?
Sure.
But no action, just move.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great. Calamity begins casting a spell. Calamity
God
begins casting a
Damn
spell.
it.
And
Calamity.
one of the piles of logs that's over there and set up as a little bit of cover explodes in a massive fireball as the person that's over at it and the wood, and there's that boom as the huge fireball goes off over where one of the people is.
I'm kind of back on Team Calamity now.
I am not. She's
That was
gonna
cool.
single-handedly get us caught here. Oh my god.
Yeah, we were so stealthy before I threw the guy out the window.
I just like it from the perspective of like Zagran and Essie, just like, oh man, there he is.
It's all quiet.
And like you see it, and you two are both like you're preparing, and then Calamity is like, yes.
God damn it! I should have let her die. Wait, like back in episode 10.
She agreed with Kit to provide a distraction, to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not thrilled about it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a bit of a recap. So this round, as you know, right, Soleus had his interaction with Declan, punched him, stunned him, and threw him out the window. Declan is landed on the ground and landed fairly rough. You know, there's a lot of chaos now going on inside the house, and with that, Essie, it's your go. You're first.
Oh, great. I'm so pumped. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I am... How far away... Oh, God. We got to get out of here. How far away is Soleus and
They're about 60 feet from you.
Declan? Okay.
Not that you can see. There's just a big ball of darkness in the center of the of the ground.
Where
And
the
again, everything's
darkness is,
only lit by
Soleus is.
moonlight. So everything that you're seeing is dimly lit.
Oh man, I don't want to do anything. I want to get out of here. I'm just gonna create suppressive. No, I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna drop my invisibility. My force ballista is going to fire a shot because would that still drop my invisibility if I'm not the one?
Almost certainly, yeah.
It would.
You're taking an attack. I know it's a bonus action attack, but you're directing the thing to do it.
And I'm not. I'm just gonna hold an action shot only if someone attacks Soleus. That is
Okay.
it. Otherwise, I will not take the shot. And that is it.
Okay.
I will stand up though and get ready to run.
Okay, so you're standing up and you're getting ready. So you're going to hold an action. If you see someone attack,
Silly.
you
if
won't
I
be able
see
to see
somebody,
anyone attack
that's
Soleus.
right. That's right. Then no, I'm not even gonna. I'm not doing
You're gonna do
anything.
nothing. Just going to wait.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
killing these people. I told you all that.
Kit, darkness briefly enveloped the hallway, then disappeared. You're sitting there. The guard is leaning back, getting ready to kick down the door.
I'm assuming I would recognize the darkness as from Soleus because he's done it multiple
It's definitely
times.
something he's done before.
Yeah. Okay. I would.
And you heard the
I
help.
would assume.
You heard the help and you heard the window break too.
Okay. I'm gonna run over to the window in my room. Look out. I can see the darkness on the ground.
You can see the darkness and you heard the fireball,
Okay.
but you don't see it, right? There are little bits of flaming wood that have sprinkled around from where that happened, but that was back the other way, not the way you're looking.
I'm just gonna look back for a sec, and then perch on the window and then just like, I don't know, parkour my way out of there.
Roll me an acrobatics check. You can jump down and roll and get some distance towards the tree line.
Acrobatics is, what is it? Plus 10, so 17.
Yeah, great. So you land, roll, and you're up on your feet halfway to the tree line. You got 30 feet of movement left.
What do I see around me? Like the darkness.
So you see, looking
ball?
back, you see the darkness ball and a little bit of flaming wood. It looks like there was some sort of fiery explosion back further past the house. You see some lights from the house, and that's all you've got from here.
I will try to make it to the tree line because I can't see inside the darkness, right?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Yeah. How far away am I? Sorry, how far away am I from
You're
the darkness?
30 feet from the tree line. Oh, from the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You're about 30 feet, maybe a little more.
And I'm still invisible.
You are.
I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna wait right here and just see what happens
Okay.
with that because I don't know what's going on in there. I don't know if Soleus needs help, so I'm not going to go any closer, but I'm not going to go any further away.
All right. Declan is stunned, so he just sits there, right? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he just lays there on the ground. So Slays, it's your go.
I'm gonna pick him up over my shoulder. I'm gonna hoist him up, and I am going to step of the wind as fast as I possibly can out of here. So that's 90 feet movement speed.
Oh my god, he's so
straight-
fast.
Straight into the woods. So the orb lands and then just goes. And there's no Declan, there's no nothing.
Okay. That's Slays. That's Slays. So you can only actually get half your movement with the guy on your shoulder because you're carrying somebody.
Mhm.
So
Just
carrying him,
45
you're
feet.
only going to be able to get 45 feet, right? So
Mhm.
you're close to the wood line, but still bundled in the darkness. You're close to the wood line, but still bundled in the darkness. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Calamity. Calamity looks over, I guess, at nobody because she doesn't know where anybody is, and she starts laughing a little bit, and then she just waits. You can see her grabbing a little ball of fire in her hands and looking out, but she doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. And let's go with whoever's next. So that is all right. So you see the halfling woman that was inside. You see her run out the front door and look around. And as she does so, a bolt of fire from Calamity goes streaking towards her.
Nice.
A bolt of fire from Calamity goes streaking towards her. Great. And it hits her. Like, it hits her full on in the chest. It hits her full on in the chest, and she stumbles back, and she looks towards the wood line. Now, important question for Essie and Zagrin. How close were you to Calamity?
I think that she would have been in my line of vision, but not right next to her by any means.
All right,
least
so
30
in terms
feet
of
away.
distance,
At
30
least,
feet.
if not more.
if not further. Okay.
I think
Okay.
I was about 30 feet, and then in my last turn when I moved opposite away from her. So now I guess I'm more like 60 feet away from her.
Okay, give me just 1 second.
She can take that fireball herself. I'm not taking that fireball with her. She's unhinged.
Okay.
And it wouldn't make sense to hang out near the visible person if you're invisible. So.
Yeah. So the give me a sec. So Slayus, around you. Let's see. Give me just one sec. Yeah. So around you, you hear the woman shout out, "Don't let him get away!" And around you. So a spell. She begins casting a spell, and a huge wall begins popping up around your globe of darkness, blocking your path away. So you're running towards the wood line, and in front of you, these huge sections of ice begin to form up around you, or up between you and where you're going. They're about look to be about 10 feet high and thick panels. So these 10 panels go in and semicircle close you in, so you can't get out the way you're going.
That's what you think.
Yeah, great. And now the guards. Okay, so some guards begin. Oh, and the woman who cast the spell, you see her move back into the house and begin yelling at others to keep going. From inside the house, you see a number of guards charge out. And the two by the front door, so the one by the front door charges out towards that globe of darkness. And Slayus, some arrows shoot into the area that you're in. Or a bunch of arrows shoot into the area that you're in.
Nice.
Okay, give me just one sec. All right, one arrow sticks into Declan. One arrow lands into Declan as you're carrying him.
Bastards.
And you hear him cry out.
Okay.
And otherwise, another crossbow bolt shoots off into the darkness near you, but doesn't seem to hit anything. And some guards go running out into the yard and try and close you in.
Could I
but you still have
technically?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Could I technically deflect missile if I'm like grappling this guy?
I think it's if it's at you though, right?
Which it
Yeah,
would
why not?
be.
You can deflect. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
You're
You gotta whittle Declan down so he doesn't put up as much of a fight.
Yes. If you reduce the damage to 0. Okay. Yeah, I could reduce the damage 1d10 plus 11.
okay.
The damage you take by the attack is reduced, and if I reduce it to 0 and have one free hand, which I don't, because I imagine I'm holding the staff and Declan. Right?
Yeah, you're holding the staff and Declan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Forget it.
No, yeah,
It'd
the
be
arrow's
cool
gonna,
if I
the arrow's
caught
gonna
it
sink
through a
it.
thing. All right.
Yeah, that would be pretty neat. But okay. So that's the situation that the guards have found. Zagrin, you're looking at this. There are now three guards out and in obvious spaces. There are people shooting arrows. You see the guy who got hit with a fireball, standing and shooting into the darkness, right? Shooting arrows into the darkness.
I'm going to move deeper into the woods, but towards the direction that the darkness ball is moving towards. So kind of trying to like triangulate where it's headed and move through the woods in that general direction, but just going to dash.
Now, to be clear, where it's headed, they've just got blocked off by this 120-foot section of wall of ice.
Yeah, I'll try to head almost like heading towards the opposite side. I'm assuming that the ball of darkness will get around it somehow, or hoping anyway. So assuming that happens towards the direction it's headed as a dash action.
Distraction.
All right, cool. So that's anything else? Do you want to attack the ice wall or anything?
Nope, because I'm gonna stay stealthy.
Okay, great. Great. So that's the round. All right. So this round, right? You had a sorcerer step out, Calamity blasted her, and then she used her power to close in, like these huge sections of ice ripped their way out of the ground and closed Soleus off from the path that he was taking. So there's a semicircular wall that's now keeping him from continuing to move the way he was moving, right? Although it's only 10 feet high, and it seems to be made of thick panels of ice. Essie, it's your go.
So Soleus would have to like backtrack considerably to go around this, correct?
Yeah.
Plague touch bastard. God, no, getting me involved
And
in
the
this. I didn't
wizard
want to get involved in this.
The wizard is no longer visible from where you're at.
Yep. Could I full movement like get into line of sight where I could make him a path through the ice?
You could shoot at the ice, right,
So
in an attempt
what
to break it.
What I'm gonna do is I don't want to do this. Soleus, you owe me one. So she is going to like grab at her bandolier across her chest, and there is a shimmering bullet that she has, and she's going to load it into her chamber of her gun, and I'm going to cast Shatter. So through my rifle, like I am gonna come into visibility, standing there, lining up a shot, and this bullet is going to whiz past, and as it hits the ice, just ice everywhere. So I'm gonna try to attack it. I don't know how to attack an ice patch, but I'm going to do that.
Ice wall, yeah.
Ice wall. That is a 17 to hit the ice wall.
You hit it.
Nice.
And since I'm doing it through my firearm, I get an extra d8 of damage, so that is pretty good. 20 points of thunder damage as a loud ring shoots out and makes him. I'm trying to carve him a path through the wall so he can.
Yeah, so the wall section right in front of you gets blasted, right, and it erupts with a shatter, which I take it is really loud, right?
Yep.
So there's this massive crack. So there's the firearm and the light and smoke from where Essie shoots.
So it's not from where I shoot; it's from where it detonates.
No, I know, but your firearm,
right in front of you.
like it's like firing. It's firing a weapon, right? So it itself has a little explosion from it, and then the bullet hits the ice wall, and boom! This thunderous crack. You see the wall weaken substantially, but it's still there. It looks like it's in rough shape, but it is still there. And now who's up next? Or is there anything else you want to do?
Yes, I'm just gonna lay into this thing as my bonus action. My Force Ballista is gonna fire.
Nice.
That is a little less good. A 16 to hit.
A 16 hits.
10 points of force damage comes out to the same spot.
Nice.
Yeah. So the wall blows apart. The wall blows apart, leaving behind you can see like a shimmering cold space where it was. But that wall section is clear now. is clear now, and you could run through it, but it's open. Some of the guards have turned their attention towards where you are, Essie, and they look like they're starting to move your way.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna pass Calamity. She's gonna take the heat for this. I'm just running.
You're running. You were just running out into the woods?
I'm just running away.
Yeah, running
I'm
out
trying
into
to
the
get
woods,
away.
like away from the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, great. Great. Awesome. All right, Declan. Declan's on your back, and he starts to recover, and he goes, "Let me go! Let me go, Solaeus. I'm not going with you." And he tries to get out. He tries to resist your grapple. So I need you to make an athletics check to try and hold on to him.
Okay. 7. I got a -1 for athletics.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's able to slip out of your grasp, and he lands there in front of you. He goes, "Run, Solaeus. Run and never come back."
That's what he's gonna say?
That's what he says to you. But he still
Yeah.
can't see anything. So he starts.
Yeah.
He backs up. Actually, he doesn't know where he is. He can't see
He doesn't know.
absolutely
He
anything.
doesn't
So he just
know
stands there. He's
shit.
looking around.
Yeah.
He's got his hands up.
Crack him
Okay.
again, Solaeus.
All right, Solaeus, your go. Speaking of which,
Yeah. I'm saying, I have no intention of taking you with me. You will be free, but you just cannot go with them. The Cerberus Assembly are not to be trusted either. Come
All right.
with me, or else.
you want to try and persuade him one more time?
It's either that or I clock him again. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking. I'm just gonna cold punch him in the face.
All right. Roll with advantage.
Okay. Don't make me do this! Oh, yeah. 13 plus 8.
That's a hit.
Yep. And, okay, 1d6 plus 6. Did that roll? Yes, 8.
8. Okay, great. 8
Damage.
damage.
Yep. And then stunning strike again. DC 15.
Okay. He's stunned again.
Okay. I'm gonna pick him up again and keep moving
Okay,
as
8
much
damage.
as I can go.
Run.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna run through that gap that's been carved for you.
Yes.
All right, as you run through that gap in the wall of ice, there is this frigid air. There's this frigid air that you pass through. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. It's really cold.
That's what I'm good at. 16?
Okay, you take 6 points of frost damage.
Yuck. Whew.
Declan, however, stunned once again, being dragged through, does not. Like, Declan's actually in really bad shape. So you're going to move 45 feet again out into the woods?
Yes.
So you're now out into the woods. Roll me a concentration check for your darkness, however.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, baby. 20.
Okay, yeah. So you run out now into the woods as just this bit of darkness.
As just this bit of darkness, what?
Yeah, you're just a blob of darkness running out into the woods.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and yeah, keep going as much as I possibly can.
All right.
Darkness in the dark woods. I imagine that's pretty hard to find.
Yeah. Essie, did you say anything as you ran away? Like to Zagrin or Calamity?
I think actions are speaking louder than. Well, no, I would have probably just said like, "We gotta get out of here."
And you started running?
Like, yeah. I think actions speak pretty loud right now. I'm getting. They're on their own if they stay. I am out.
All right. So you're running. Zagrin,
100%.
do you look like you're getting ready to run?
I kind of actively am running, I think. I'm invisible still, but I'm just running towards the blob of darkness.
Oh, you've been running.
Did I
All
get
right.
a turn, or did I miss?
I thought you did earlier. You were after Essie. You should have been. Or did I miss you? Sorry, I might have
I
missed
didn't
you.
do anything.
I
Sorry.
think, yeah.
Go ahead, Kit.
no.
Your
That's okay.
go. I missed you.
That's okay. I guess I would have seen people running.
You've caught everything that you've seen
away.
so far, right? Essie running out there in the dark. That's going to be hard to see just because of all the woods and stuff that are out there.
I saw Calamity get hit, but she looks okay. She's not like
Calamity
laying
did
on
not
the
get hit.
ground. Oh, she didn't. Okay, she's that was just
The wall of
that
ice was for Solaeus.
No, that was just Taya said something about the fireball for.
Oh, I was expecting
That didn't actually
wizard
happen.
to-
That was just
yeah.
wishful thinking. Okay.
That was wishful thinking on my part. Boy, that would have
Okay.
solved a lot of Essie's problems.
Mhm.
I am. How close am I to Calamity?
You're probably about 30 feet from where she's at.
Is she like in the direction of away, like towards
Yes,
the?
she's out
Okay.
at the wood line.
I'll go towards her,
Hmm.
and as I pass her, because I'm just gonna use like action and my bonus action to dash. I'm just gonna say, Calamity, let's go. We're getting out of here.
Set the place on
Um,
fire.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Elias, I gave you glasses. Come on.
I don't think she needs any encouragement for her pyromaniac tendencies, but I'm just going to, go past her, let her know I'm headed out, and then use all my movement, my action, bonus action, dash, get out of there.
All right, you hear Calamity start cursing that you think she's moving. All right, so Zagrin, you're last there. What do you want to do?
So Zagrin, still invisible, is trying to follow, like running parallel to the blob of darkness. So not like running towards it, but tracking it as they're running through the woods. And even at the slowed pace of carrying somebody, Solaeus is still 15 feet faster of movement. So just trying to track and make sure he doesn't lose the ball of darkness.
All right, folks, we're gonna actually close this here, and we're going to return next week for the escape from, as it seems like y'all are escaping, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but we're gonna do a little skills challengey escape, and y'all are gonna try and find each other deep in the woods, way up north, at night, running in the darkness.
What
So-
happened to a reconnaissance mission? We weren't supposed to do anything.
Does that ever actually end up happening?
I am never letting us do a reconnaissance mission ever again.
We're very
Ever.
trigger happy.
We is a little.
I think it went smoothly, actually. This went really well.
Could have been
You got your target and got
Yeah.
out.
We didn't
and
kill anybody.
That's pretty impressive.
Not yet.
Didn't kill anyone. Yeah,
And before the wizard starts flying after us, man.
yeah, that was that. I did not see all that coming. But folks, if you want to see where this is going, if you want to see where this is going, join us next week from 1 to 4 Central Time here, same bat time, same bat channel. There won't be a lot going on. There won't be a lot going on in the between the scenes this week, except for maybe recriminations. I think you might see some recriminations and finger pointing, but we'll see. And I'll see you all next week as you guys try and find each other, find out what you're doing or where you're going, try and survive the night out in the woods around Icehaven. All right. Good luck, good night, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Take care, everyone.